Hello guys, I'm Peter from Builder Boeing. My wife loves me enough, or at least knows me well enough, to give me a 3D printer for Christmas. I haven't been talking about anything else for the last half year, so if she was to have some peace and quiet, a 3D printer would be a good option for a Christmas gift. So I've been printing a lot of these, and I'm printing a lot of things. I'll just show you some of them. Now when you do 3D printing, you're printing the layer on top of each other, and that actually means that you will come out with some imperfections. Let's see if we can get this to show them. There we are. You can see the lines on top here. Now they're very visible there and on the top here as well. And that has to do with the technique in 3D printing. So when you 3D print, you need to sand it and paint it afterwards. And then you could end up with something like this. Now, of course, these black and white lines, they're a bit wobbly. That's due to my wobbly hands. You can just use some masking tape, then you have a better result. Apart from that, I think this looked pretty spiffy. The cost for one of these is 10 cents, so I can make 10 of these for $1, €1, and the printer itself is around 250 euros. Compared to what else things cost in this hobby, I think that's pretty cheap, and they will give you a lot of fun, and so many possibilities will open up and things you can do. Let me just show you some of the things that I've made. Now, all of these things has been downloaded for free. The files has been downloaded for free. There's a site called Thingiverse where you can find, it's a community where people share their prints, and you can find all different things there, and it's just a matter of putting it into your printer, and the cost will be the materials that you use. This is for the for the cargo fire warning panel in the pedestal. I still need to paint it black there. This is for the audio control panel, also in the pedestal. Put that there. And this is a knob for the autopilot, for the speed limiter. And here for the throttle, we have a flap handle. I still need to paint it. This with holes for mounting, so it's just a matter of putting it on. And here is a handle for the reverse handle on the throttle. Still needs to be painted, but again, download it for free and just print it. I also found these on Thingiverse. It's annunciator boxes for dual intensity annunciators. So there's a community there. I think this flight sim community, cockpit building community, has always been good at helping each other. And this is just another example. People are willing to share their prints and all of these things that you, should I buy some knobs? Should I wait? Well, once you have the printer, it's just a matter of taking your time. This is half an hour to print because the price isn't that much. And you can find all these things that you normally perhaps wouldn't buy or just would wait until you have some money to spare. After spending 2 years trying to find those air ducts that sit on the captain's side and first officer side, I haven't found them. And those I found were around $200 each. Well, this was around $50 to print. Of course, it doesn't work, but it looks like the real thing. I'm gonna paint that and mount it in the cockpit shortly. And now we're just going to some of the bigger things I've printed. This is handles for the side windows. Again, found on Thingiverse, I think it was from Thingiverse, and printed. One of my previous videos was about my sidewalls, and on the sidewalls there's an air vent which I wasn't able to find in the correct size. Well, here it is printed. There's a guy I think he lives in Malaysia, called Carl, and he has a lot of 3D prints available. So I found it there, downloaded and printed. Thank you, Carl. And he also had a box for the handheld microphone where it sits in the sidewall. I thought about making this myself, but this is just looking so much better than what I could do with some plexiglass and heat. So all of this, a big thank you to the whole community for sharing all these things with the rest of us. If you are considering a 3D printer, you should definitely buy one. If you haven't considered, do so and then get one, because you have so many options and possibilities. This is one of the biggest things I've made so far. It is the wet compass. I would never go out and buy a wet compass for, let's say, 150 euros, or at least that would be one of the last thing I bought. This has been less than 10 euros in materials. It's a complete package from Thingiverse where you get all the parts, all the prints. So all you need is some LED strips, a switch and a motor, and then you're off. There's even a motor mount in the print, so it just snaps right in. And of course you need a few screws. But on Thingiverse, everything can be downloaded as a whole package. You don't need to know anything apart loading the file into your printer, and then you're off. So I'm very excited about this. This 3D printer is just a gift that keeps on giving. So if you consider it, you should take the plunge and get a printer. I am very happy with mine. Thank you to my wife. I'm Peter from Bilderberg. You guys take care.